Hello, stupid.
Hello, everyone. I was going to say good morning, but you might not be listening in the morning. How are you, Sanya?
I'm good. I'm excited. We're doing something different today.
Yes, it's our second guest host episode. Well, I guess our first guest host episode because when we had Justin on, he was in hosting, but now we have a real guest host. So it might be our best episode yet because we're not leading it.
I know. We might
Yeah,
lose fans because they're going to go over to his podcast.
exactly. Hello, David. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. Well, I mean, my podcast is a French one, so maybe they're gonna stick with you, but just because, like
Just because they can't
Yeah.
understand French. Yeah.
exactly. But I'm
Yeah.
sure they're gonna think I'm so amazing.
I
Well,
think they will
today,
too.
today you and I will be oh, see, I lost already. Competing for the worst French accent, or the best French accent, depending on how. That's so funny
Well,
that I stumbled in that
I
sentence.
know.
well, I think my accent is not that bad. I
No.
think I have a well a well that thing that I don't find the word for.
It's the curse. As soon as you start talking about accent, apparently
Yeah.
it's that's yeah.
An accent, and your thickest
Yeah.
accent comes out.
Exactly. Like
No,
I'm gonna start talking that way.
I think you have like the charming French accent, whereas like me, it just sounds like I can't talk. It just sounds like what's wrong with him. People can't really pinpoint that it's because it's not my first language. They just
Well,
think I'm
it's
having
not.
a stroke or something.
I
Well, I
agree
don't think.
because you don't I feel like you don't have a French accent until you stumble on a word, and then I'm like, why is that happening to him? I'm like, oh yeah, because he doesn't speak
Yeah.
this language.
Oh yeah, it's not his first language.
Yeah.
Yeah. The real kicker is that when I speak French, I stumble on words too, and people are like, "Oh, is French not his first language?"
That's
Yeah.
so funny. But
Well,
also me.
yes.
Yeah, but like I mean, it's not his fault. He just don't know how to talk.
I
Exactly.
know.
I
I know.
actually did have to go to speech therapy a lot as a kid, so no,
Oh
I'm just kidding.
wow.
Well, I'm not kidding, but I'm not traumatized about
But I like
it.
I kind of had to do that too because I was stuttering a lot, like
Same.
a
Oh.
Yeah.
lot. And the more I'm sleepy or the more I'm anxious, my stuttering just come back to me and I cannot talk anymore.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. If I
no.
get tired, like I start stuttering a lot. And also, I used to have a big lisp. I was struggling with my
Oh.
ch and my s a lot.
I had a little
You
bit of
know,
lisp
just a
too.
little. Yeah.
But lisp can be cute though.
When you're a child.
um.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think I
we
like it
already
Yeah.
know
better
I
now.
have a weird way of liking people.
No, I kind of get it. I think I like a lisp in adult more than in a child. I think I like it adds character. It's kind of cute. It's charming.
Oh, interesting. No, I'm
Sonia
not
does not
into
agree.
it. No. I associate lisp with spitting too, so I'm like, ugh.
Oh, that is true. Oh, I had a science teacher that would spit his peas so much.
Hmm.
So
Oh
front
god.
row was always a gamble with him.
It's funny because we're roasting people with like speech impediments and stutters
I
and
know,
lisp,
but
and now the whole episode's gonna be us.
I mean, our entire podcast is us stumbling into words. Like sometimes I'm like, I wonder how people get through an episode
But
without.
I just want to come back to something you just said that proved that I'm a French person.
Yeah,
When you say like that your teacher was spitting peas, I
yeah.
thought it was literal peas, like the green little
Oh
thing,
my
and I
god,
was like, why was he doing that?
with a straw.
Yeah, and like it took me time to understand no peas like the letter. So that's why like you can see I'm a French person. Sometimes the right word doesn't come into my brain.
That
That's
is
funny.
so funny. Yeah.
That's me too.
But that's the kind of
Um.
teacher I want to be, though.
Yeah. Right. I'm like, I'm my head. I was like, well, if you could, why wouldn't you spit peas?
I love
Yeah.
it.
So, David, a little bit about you before we move on with our episode. You have a wonderful podcast as well that I had the immense pleasure of being a guest on a few weeks ago. Do you want to tell us how it's called and a little bit what it's about?
Yeah, so it's a French podcast that it's called La Grosse Maladresse puis l'autre, which we can traduct by the big clumsy
Clumsiness.
clumsiness and the other one, where basically I have a new guest every week and we have a different subject depending on the guest. Normally, I love when the guest choose the subject because I really want the guest to have a subject that he's comfortable with, which makes which
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of that, like there's not really a conductive line in my podcast. It's just like
Yeah,
every week is a different thing. Like, I mean, I can have an episode on RPGs. I can have an episode on I got someone who got out of a violent relationship.
oh
I
yeah,
got someone who have Asperger. I got someone who came talk about horror movies. I had someone who come talk about dad jokes. Like the result of everything, it's
yeah.
like you never know what you're gonna get. So like it's always from the guest I have there. Lately I've been a little bit less posting, less consistent, but I'm still
Mhm.
trying to like post at least once a month. So, but it's
You
gonna
have a
come
lot
back.
of episodes out.
I'm at 132 or 31, I guess.
Wow.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
long have you been doing it?
I've been doing this for 3 years, I think.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It started at first because like, um, I had a big part of my life where I still have social phobia, but it was really hardcore. Like I could not even get out of my house. That's how hardcore it was. And one of the psychologists I got at that point, she told me, "Oh, maybe you should try to like communicate with people and like try to have a podcast and it's going to help you communicate with people." And I started doing it and then I got the
The
love for
bug.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
I got the
That's
bug.
amazing.
It bite me and like now I cannot stop. It's just a little bit harder to find people who like wants to come because like I want to have like a, an array of people coming,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
I have this rule where in a span of 6 episodes it needs to be 6 different people. So
Yeah.
sometimes it's kind of like hard
It's hard
to
to find
manage with
guests.
that, but some people come back like 2, 3, 4, 5 times. But yeah, so basically that's what it is. It's just me talking with people.
That
What I,
sounds
what I
so
love
fun.
what I love about your podcast is that it's kind of like ours where like you discover a bunch of random subjects every time, but you add a layer of interviewing a guest and discovering a new person every episode on top of a new subject. So
Mhm.
Yeah, like
I think that's really cool.
to be honest, like we have a common friend, me and
Tom.
me and Tom have a common friend, but before doing the
Remix.
yeah,
Yeah.
Tom, Tom, Tom. But before doing the podcast, we never really spoke. We never really talked. Like
Yeah.
I didn't even know if I knew what you looked like.
Right.
So like I mean, so that's how I discovered him. Like so yeah, it's always a little weird because sometimes it's people I don't know at all that
Yeah.
like came on my X before they called Twitter. Um
Oh yeah.
that say, "Oh, I want to participate in your episode," and like, "Oh, it's a new person I don't know." But for the
Yeah.
moment, no weirdos. So I'm good.
Oh, and we had
No
a blast on your
murderers.
episode. It was so fun recording with you. We had a really
Thank
good
you.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, we did science versus
Spirituality.
spirituality.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it was really interesting. Yeah.
that's
It
really
was really
Um,
cool.
great.
Yes. So you should all go listen to that if you speak French. And
And
yeah, it
if
was
you
a good episode,
don't,
and
well,
other episodes of David also, because great show. I think Sonia and I, we were talking a little bit when we started a podcast, that we really liked the idea of interviews, but we were concerned about your struggle, is that finding guests every episode must be very difficult.
yeah, but that's the thing, is that because people, I'm not saying people are not interested. People are interested, but
Hmm.
people have lives, people have work, people have time. So finding a schedule to record with them, to do with them, and like sometimes they're like, "Oh, I kind of want to do it, but like I'm shy and everything." So they have to work a little bit on their side to get the
Yeah.
courage to do it. So when you deal with other people a lot, there's a point where it becomes a little bit difficult. And at first you're so motivated and you like, "Arr!" And you find people all the time, but there's a moment where you're like, okay, I'm tired of looking for people. Like, can it just
Yeah.
come like freely my way?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one of the reasons too we were like a little scared to do an interview one is because we're already juggling both of our schedules to find space. So when we have a third person, it's like, oh, now we have to take into account their schedule,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? But I feel like, yeah, we
And
would like to get into more interviewing every now and then.
But I
yeah.
think the concept of your podcast is really good because you can just be the both of you and you can have a guest if you want to.
Hmm.
So I think
Yeah.
it gives you a lot of leeways in how you can do it. And I
Hmm.
think I really love
Yeah.
the concept of your podcast. Like I really like it.
Thank
And I
Thank
mean,
you.
you.
you both have a synergy that is so funny together. And like I'm laughing so much when I listen to your stuff. Like it's really crazy. You have like that little, and you have kind of a little bickering that is not really a bickering, but that is like it's kind of really cute and funny to watch.
Aw, thanks so much.
That's so sweet. I think because of what we were saying earlier, because we're so similar, so when we like bicker and like criticize each other, we know it's always coming from a place of like, I'm more annoyed at myself than I am in you, because I'm recognizing myself in you right now.
I know.
It comes from a
Yeah,
place of love.
always. Well, not always.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
I know. I think that is true. Whenever we like point out each other's like flaws, I guess, for lack of a better word, it's like because it's like I'm saying this because I do this too, you know.
yeah. And we were talking about this. Sonia and I are similar in the same way in our interpersonal relations with others and with ourselves. But with ourselves, it doesn't bother us. But sometimes it's a problem with others, where we can be very confronting, in the sense that, like, when we notice something, we don't, we'll bring it up to your attention, right? And it's always from a place of like, I care for you. If I didn't care, I wouldn't bother. And I really like you. If I didn't, I wouldn't bother. But if I notice something problematic in your behavior, I'm going to sit you down and tell you about it. And it can be very confronting for people around us, I think. But I really appreciate it as someone, when someone does that for me. When someone notices something in my behavior, I'm like, oh my god, you notice me. You're paying attention to me. So yeah. Yeah.
Well, since we have a guest today, I'm gonna go with my icebreaker for you guys.
Yay.
I picked a good one, I hope. Um, so the question is, what's the worst gift you've ever received?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that is a good one.
I already have an answer for that.
Yes. We'll let you
Go
When I
ahead.
start.
was when I was approximately 13 or 14, I was still receiving gifts from some uncles and aunt and everything. And there's one of my uncle who gave me incense sticks.
Okay.
Oh.
Not the good one, the
Okay,
cheap
I was like,
one
what's wrong with
from.
Oh.
that?
No, it's the
Uh,
cheap one from like he bought it at the Dolorama or something like that,
Oh.
like
so
a
it
Oh.
doesn't
dollar
Okay.
smell
store.
good. It's like toxic fumes.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like wrapped and everything like a Christmas gift and all. And I opened that and I'm like, oh, you know me so well.
That's
Ah.
so funny. That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's
And
really funny.
it's so funny when I ask these questions, I forget I have to answer them. So when you
Mm,
tell me your thing, I'm like, wait, what am I gonna say?
I'm sure you're gonna find something. We all have that gift. Like, well, for me, it's really easy to say because like, who wants to receive that for any? Like, just don't give me anything and it's gonna be better. But I mean, we all got a gift that we were like, oh, that's so nice, and
yeah.
we're like, I cannot wait for people to be out so I can throw it at the garbage.
I know.
um, I it's a tough one. I really don't like receiving gifts just for the sake of receiving gifts, in
Hmm.
the sense of like, it's my birthday, but if you don't know me much or if you don't know what to buy me, like, don't buy me anything. I don't need anything that's like $15, $20 or whatever, right? You don't
Hmm.
have to go through the trouble. Um, but then if they give me something and it's like, I've received like calendars at Christmas and I'm like, who uses calendars or whatever? And it's like,
Yeah.
it's not
Well, it
fun.
depends what kind of calendar.
Well, not the fireman
It's
calendar,
the
unfortunately.
Okay.
it's those like reusable ones that like real estate agents drop at your door.
Yeah. But I can think of the worst gift I've ever given.
Oh my
Does that
god.
count?
Do tell.
Oh, it's so embarrassing. I hate it so much. Um, one year for Christmas, our Christmas exchange theme, I think was a particularly bad year for everyone in the family. We were all broke, and we're just like, okay, let's do a Christmas exchange gift exchange, but only handmade gifts. And
Oh god.
I don't
This
think I
could be
got the
so good or
memo.
so bad.
I don't think I really got the memo because I was like, oh, like we're doing like stupid craft stuff or whatever. And so like I had picked my sister-in-law, and she had for my mom she had made like a bunch of like soaps, handmade soaps, and a big basket
Oh
of soaps and
wow.
stuff like that. Others had like cooked amazing things, stuff like that. And it was like, oh, we're doing arts and crafts. So I got like some cheap like sunglasses and
Oh.
like glued some like beans to them and yeah, and spray painted them.
Do you have a photo? I need to see
No,
them.
no, it's so embarrassing. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? I really didn't get the memo.
So for you, handcraft gift is cheap crafting.
Well, I don't know what I was thinking. I really, yeah, I didn't get the memo. I thought like we were gonna do like sock puppets for each other and stuff like that, right? Which,
Okay,
by
but
the
like,
way, that would be so fun. Like, okay, if we're doing a gift exchange, only sock puppets that you made yourself.
That's so funny. Wait, this is even funnier because you are someone who loves to make things for people. Like you would have baked
Yeah,
something. Why didn't you
yeah.
think of it? Maybe that's what led to your trauma, and now you actually make good homemade things.
No, I think I really just didn't understand the assignment.
You didn't get the
I think I really,
assignment.
and also like it was a rough year for me. I think I had just divorced, and I was like, okay,
I mean, everyone else seems like they understood the assignment. So
yes.
what went wrong?
I mean, I don't think the problem was in the message. I think the problem was in the receiver.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I get that a lot too.
All right,
That's
Sonia, you
so funny.
stalled long enough. What's
I
your worst
honestly
gift?
can't think of anything. Okay, I guess the only thing that comes to mind is like one year I saw, like, I didn't get this gift, but like I went through my husband's phone before he could give me a gift, and I saw that he was trying to buy like this random designer bag. Like it's not a well-known designer or anything, and he was like trying to spend hundreds of dollars, and I was like panicking. I was like, I don't want this bag. Like he was on like marketplace trying to
Oh my
buy
god.
me a bag, and I was like the whole time I was so anxious. I was like, I don't want this bag. How am I gonna react? What if he
Oh
gets me this bag?
my
And it's like
god.
off marketplace, so I can't even return it. And then like Christmas came, he didn't get me, like I got something else, and like I was like, thank God in my head. And I straight up was like, so you didn't buy this bag for me? Now I'm like, oh, did he buy this bag for another girl?
Oh my god.
Oh,
And then
You're
he like
crazy.
turns out like he was like, oh, I don't know what I was thinking. Well, I don't know why I wanted to get you that bag. Thank God he didn't.
and the
Um,
truth is that actually someone outbidded him, so that's the reason why.
Yeah.
he was actually really sad. He actually had it in his bag or
Yeah.
his car.
Yeah.
And he just left it there and
Yeah.
throwed it after.
It goes back to crying.
Yeah.
He spent a lot more than the asking price.
Yeah.
Other than that, I can't remember. I just am someone who like kind of like Tomas said, like I don't like receiving gifts unless it's like from a place of love.
Hmm.
So I have had bad reactions to good gifts because to me sometimes I just feel bad that someone spent that much money on me. But
Yeah.
I can't remember a bad gift.
Well, I do
Well,
love receiving gifts. Like
oh.
you can, like,
We'll know for
it's a
next
message
time.
I'm sending
Yeah.
for the world. I love receiving gifts. Like you see me in the street, you can give me a gift. Like I'm
What's
well good with receiving.
Except
and
cheap
and
incense.
Yeah, except
and
cheap incense from the dollar store.
and once again, everyone at home, David's PO box number is.
Well, I don't have a PO box, so
Well,
Not
you should
yet.
you should you should work on that.
oh no, I'm so scared. Like sometimes I'm like I said so much stuff that is around where I live that I'm sure that someone really that have bad intention could totally pinpoint where I live.
Triangulate.
Like oh
Yeah.
totally. So and sometimes I'm like I'm gonna get out of the house and there's gonna be somewhere there like be it's you. Yeah.
Oh no.
But that's part of some paranoia I have.
it's the price you have to pay for fame.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Speaking of bad gifts, though, I did feel kind of cheap about the gift I made you for your birthday this year because
Me?
I got Sanya some. I printed some merch from our podcast for Sanya, and I'm like,
Okay.
that's it's a little bit. It's a little, there's not much
Not
effort
at
going into like
all.
here's some merch from work.
Yeah, but it's something you share together. I
Yeah,
Yeah.
mean, there's still kind of a thought to it.
No,
yeah.
I'm so happy with it just because when I saw yours too, I was like, I want one.
Well, yeah, that's why I was like, okay, well, I
Yeah.
should give you
And
one
then
and stuff like that.
and you didn't just get me a shirt, you also got me a sweater. And I was gonna wear it today, but I'm like, no, I'm doing too much merch. I'll save it for
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Fantastic. Well, David, if I'm not r- wrong, you've prepared a fantastic little subject for us today. And I
I
think it's a
did.
subject that we're both very stupid about, so it couldn't be any better.
Well, I wanted to start by asking you like one good question. What is
Yeah.
your basic knowledge on Power Rangers?
Sonia, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say not much. I know there are a couple of dudes, I think, maybe girls too. I don't know actually.
Oh my
Um,
God.
I know I
It's,
have like unfortunately I'm no Power Rangers. I think I've watched the movies growing up, but other than the
mm,
fact that they wear colorful suits, I'll be honest, I don't know much.
Okay.
Like I'm
um,
thinking more like I think actually I think of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when I think of Power Rangers and I'm so off.
that is
Well,
very off.
Yeah.
they still had a spin-off, so
Oh, okay.
not a spin-off,
And,
Collaboration.
a
no,
collaboration, yeah.
a crossover.
A
Crossover.
crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not that far, but
Okay.
I mean,
No.
I remember watching it on TV as a kid, but it was when I was too young to follow the plot of anything.
Mhm.
So I don't remember any of the plot lines of the show at all. But I do remember blue was my favorite because it was my favorite color.
Easy to please.
okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, the
and I do
blue.
remember that like some of them kind of like and yet I wouldn't be able to process that at that age. Didn't know what it mean, but thinking back on it, it's like, oh, I think that show made me feel a little bit of feelings for some of them. Like some of them were kind of hot.
Oh, I got my sexual
Awakening.
awakening with one of the Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, okay. I think I
Yeah.
remember that too. Being like, it's very vague memories, but I remember like, oh, one of them was kind of cute. I think.
Oh, more than one of them, but like one specifically, that's the moment I realized, oh, I have a sexuality. Okay.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but
that's
me, it was mostly. Do you remember Sinbad the Sailor?
Yeah.
yes.
That was my real sexual awakening.
Well,
Oh.
okay, I can see why, but I don't know. No, it was not. No, I can understand why, but it didn't work for me.
No, okay. You needed some more.
You needed them in colorful suits.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I
You need the
needed the
spandex.
spandex. Fun fact about that, though, that
Ooh.
that specific like, Power Rangers is the second Red Power Rangers, which was called the character was called Rocky de Santos.
Okay.
And at some point, I did Instagram about a gift that Yannick gave me for one of my birthday, which is actually the watch that they had where they speak with each other and do like
Cute.
tit 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 tit. So I have that watch,
Okay,
and
I remember that. I remember that. That's bringing back memories.
okay, so yes, I do have that, and I sent the picture of it on my Instagram, and the actor that plays Rocky DeSantos in the Power Ranger liked it. And at first I thought, oh, it's not really
Stop.
him, it's a fake account, it's a fake something. And I went there, and no, it's the real thing. And I was
Get
like,
out of
oh my
here.
god, he liked my picture. Oh, oh I was fangirling like
Oh,
a
that's so
crazy
exciting.
person.
I
Oh
So yeah.
my
mean,
god.
yeah, that's peak.
Oh, it is. It is. I mean, like, there's nothing better that could have happened in my life on that day.
Aw.
Well, there's
Yeah,
a lot of other stuff like winning the million or like
But
something
that
like that. But I
day,
mean,
but
yeah.
well,
you
that one
take what
was
you
big.
can get.
Also, I have a second question for you. Like, you're probably not gonna get it because I understand that your understanding of Power Rangers is lower than I thought it would be. How many season of Power Rangers do you think there is?
Oh my god.
I think
Um,
12
why do you think 12? Just
just
wild
came to
guess?
me. Yeah.
No, it's an old show. Like I think they had a bunch of reboots also,
They had
didn't they?
movies too, right?
I'm
There
gonna
was movies,
say you say seasons?
seasons. Yes.
I'm gonna say 24.
Okay. Well, this year is the year of the 30th season of the Power Rangers.
What? It's still running?
Wow.
It's still running.
I did
Every
not
year
know
there is a
that.
new season of Power Rangers.
I didn't know that either. Okay,
And it
and
Wow.
has been running since the beginning. There is some years where there was no season because
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
stuff happens and everything, but it always came back, and today's the 30th years.
Oh, so it's not reboots or anything? It's the same original season?
No, it's yes, no, it's complicated. Like, I'm gonna come into it. That is
Okay,
something
okay.
that needs to be explained.
Okay, okay.
Okay. But to understand really the story of the Power Rangers, we need to go in Japan in 1975.
Good.
Yeah. So there is a genre of television in Japan that is called tokusatsu, which
Okay.
literally means special effects. And this is some kind of TV show that is always in the same genre where it's superheroes or team of superheroes that are people in the day and that transform into stuff and that like fight monsters and evil.
Right.
So there is a lot of them, even still today in Japan. That is a genre of TV that is really well known. You have Kamen Rider, the Super Sentai, you have Ultraman, you have the Metal Hero series, and you have a lot of other one that came in history here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Hmm.
there even was, you probably know Sailor Moon, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There
Yeah.
was a live action TV show in Japan of Sailor Moon with real human,
Oh
And
wow.
because of the transformation, it was considered that as a tokusatsu.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
but it's always filmed. It's not animation tokusatsu. It's real
yeah,
humans.
it's
Yeah.
always real people.
Right. Okay. Okay.
And the reason why it's called a tokusatsu is because they normally have a lot of special effects.
Special effects. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the past, really cheap ones. And
Yeah.
the more and more it goes, more it goes better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But there's one specific series that is called the Super Sentai. It started with one TV show that is called, and I forgive me my Japanese because it's worse than my French or English. Uh, it was called Imitsu Sentai Gorenga.
I feel like that was
Ooh.
good. I don't know what you
Okay,
said, but it felt Japanese.
if we traduct it,
Translate.
translate it. Thank you very much.
You're very
If we
welcome.
translate it in English, it gives like Squadron 5 Ranger,
Ooh.
Oh.
which is
Secret Squadron 5 Rangers.
yes.
I love
And
that.
basically that was the first real season of Power Rangers where it is a team of 5 people that transform into color spandex suits
Mm.
and that fight evil. That started in 1975 in Japan. And they got one season every year. But at some point, there is one other season of that TV show. The way this TV show works is like every season is a new set of character, a new story, new evil, and everything. It's each season is a different story.
Yeah.
Each season
Like
is standalone kind of thing.
exactly, a little bit like American Horror Story.
Mm,
Right.
that makes
Okay.
sense.
Every season it is its own story, with the basis always being a team of people who fight evil.
Evil. Yeah. Is the
And
spandex consistent throughout each
yeah,
season?
yes, the
Good.
spandex
Good. Good.
is
Good.
consistent in every season, and every season has a different um um design of spandex.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cute.
and that's where we come to the Kiryu Sentai Zyurenja.
Ooh,
Hold on.
that sounded good too.
That means Dinosaur Squadron Beast Ranger.
Okay.
Oh.
Basically, the story of this show, it was about uh somewhere in the past where dinosaurs still existed. uh there's a bad witch called Bandora who came to the Earth and was trying to dominate the Earth, but then they sealed her on the moon, and she got there, and but she still was able to kill all dinosaurs because in that reality she's the one who killed all dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And 5 people from that past that were human living with dinosaur
Mm-hmm.
got frozen so that if Bandora awakes in the future, they will be awakened to fight her. And then Bandora in 1995 awakened from her prison on the moon. So there's a guy who wakes up those 5 people and they start fighting her.
Okay.
And there's a guy, an American guy, who sees that. And he's like, that has potential. That has potential. So what he did, he went to see the producers of the Super Sentai series, and he said, I want to do something with you. I want to bring that TV show to the US. Like, but I want to Americanize it.
I'm glad that he went to the producers because I feel like a lot of other people just steal the idea.
Yeah, they would
Yeah.
just have steal the idea. And that's for
Yeah.
sure. And like in that time, like internet did not really exist. There was not that much communication between those things. So he could have done it and the people in Japan would never have noticed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
it could have happened. I mean, a lot of people didn't even know about the Super Sentai. I mean, even today, some people love Power Rangers and they don't even know that it comes from Super Sentai.
Oh
I
wow.
Yeah.
mean, those people are crazy, but that's just my opinion. And so, he's the one who created the first season of the Power Rangers, which at this point was called the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Oh.
Ooh.
Which consisted, well, the story was different, but
Okay.
what he did is that he refilmed a whole story around the fight scene, but the footage of the fight scenes is actually
Oh,
the Japanese footage.
I feel like I remember hearing that. Yeah, yeah. So he kept the original Super
Fighting
Effects
scene
fighting
stuff.
footage, and then he just did some B-rolling around it, kind of thing.
Which bring one thing very funny to the one fun fact. That is
Okay.
the reason why the Yellow Power Rangers, whose is a girl, Trini,
Yeah.
in the American version, when she's in the fight scenes, you can notice that it's a man with a penis.
Oh.
Oh.
A little fun fact.
Spandex tells everything. Spandex cannot hold
Cannot
secrets.
lie.
Yeah, spandex cannot
So
lie.
is the Japanese one all guys?
The Japanese one, it's there's one girl which is the pink one,
Okay.
and there's a girl. The all the rest of them are men, but
Okay.
that changed depending of the seasons, because
Mm,
even every
Oh.
season the colors are not the same. That there is a little I'm gonna come back to it at a point if you want to know a little bit about it, but every color always have kind of the same personality.
mm,
So like the colors can change and everything. Sometimes yellow is a girl, sometimes it's a man. Green sometimes is a man, sometimes is a yellow. Pink is always a woman. Red,
mm.
black, and blue is always a man in the Japanese version.
Okay.
Right, right, right.
Wait, in a new American version, I think it's the not this the current one, but the one before. The Blue Ranger was a girl.
Okay.
So
Oh. I
yeah,
like
there
that they
was a
switched
lot of
it up.
switcheroos with the
Mhm.
two of them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like Girls Rangers did exist since the beginning. Even the first season in 1974, there was a Pink Ranger who was a girl.
Okay.
So
And then
Pink Ranger.
The American one. When was it released? The first season.
The first season was released in 1994,
Oh, okay.
and I was 10 years old. No, 9 years old. Wait, 9, 10? How old was I? I was 9. I'm
Hey,
so young.
do you remember watching the first season?
The thing is, I do remember watching the first season because I was mostly watching French stuff at the time.
Yeah.
And except for the first 3 season, the rest was never translated in
Translated.
French.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Everything else stayed in English, but only the first three season were translated. I don't know
Translated.
why
Yeah.
this
Translated.
word is giving me so much problem.
So that's probably what I saw too. Then the first three seasons, because I was
Yeah,
watching French TV also as a kid.
and it was playing right before or right after Sailor Moon, actually, at that moment.
Oh.
Mm, yeah.
Which the French song in the beginning. I don't know. Did you watch Sailor Moon?
No, I was too
Oh,
closeted for that.
oh. Okay, it's because like there's a French and English version, and the intro song of the French version is so disgusting. And then you listen to the English version, and you're like, oh my god, I want to hear that song every day of my life.
Oh
That's
yeah.
so funny. Now I need to listen to this after.
Oh yeah, you
The
listen to the
difference.
both of them, you're gonna see like it's two different world, two
Yeah. Oh my
different world.
god.
You know which
And
French TV songs was stuck in my head the other day?
which one?
The intro to Les Intrépides.
Oh my god.
Si tu appelles au secours,
Sans jamais dire un instant, les intrépides, à court, on est
attends,
toujours présent.
présent.
Ah, and it kind of even work with you, like with the "Je suis Tom et moi Julie, c'est nous
Oui,
les
c'est ça.
intrépides."
Sorry. We're like geeking out in French now.
Yeah,
Clearly.
but
Yeah.
that was actually a show that was like a combination of work between France and
And
Quebec,
Quebec.
and a part of the
Oh.
show was filmed in Quebec, and another part of the show was filmed in France.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
And one of the character was French from France, and the other was French Canadian.
And
And
they were
they were a
stepsister and
team.
brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Tom was kind of hot, also. I had a
yeah,
crush
he
on
was
him.
kind of hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I he was not a sexual awakening, but he was cute.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to be his friend.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
So
Back to Power
basically,
Rangers.
what the guy, the owner of what is called Saban Media, what he did actually is that he went to see the Japanese person that have it, which is called Toei, which I'm not sure how to pronounce. And it was also owned by Bandai Namco, who do a lot of Japanese RPG video games. Um, and they had that understanding where they were paying and they were getting the fight scenes and everything, but they didn't went into the same story, like, because they wanted to make it American. So the story we had for the same season that I just told you about the person frozen in time and becoming like and coming back to fight her. Here, it's just like Rita Repulsa, Rita Repulsa, who wakes up on the moon because like an astronaut just opened the little bucket in which she's imprisoned for like thousands and thousands of years.
Oh,
And
interesting.
then she's get out of here like angry and she says, "Hi, this gonna be hurt, this gonna be mine." And she always have a headache. We don't know why,
Oh my
but
god.
she always have headaches.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Sounds like me.
and she's
She didn't
always
have
like,
enough water, that's why.
Yeah.
and that was kind of a catchphrase, like, "Oh, I have a headache. Oh my head."
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
So she was a little
Oh my god.
crazy with that because like they all need to have something. They all need to have
Right.
something weird.
Hmm.
She wake up and then there's that, I don't know how to call it, that head in a machine, that
Okay.
giant bald head in a
Wait, I
in a
remember
tube,
that. Yeah, like in a jar kind of thing.
which is called Zordon, which is kind of, we're not sure if it's someone alive in it or if it's a program or
Mm-hmm.
it's something in a tube.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's something in a tube. And he's like, "Oh no, I can smell that Rita Repulsa awakened. What am I gonna do?" And there's a little robot friend that is really cute that is called Alpha 5, and he's like, "Oh my god, ay ay ay, what are we gonna do?" And like, and there's Zordon where he gets his biggest idea ever. Well, we need 5 teenagers with attitude. And
Does he
this
actually
Oh,
is,
say that?
he does actually say that.
that's so funny.
That's hilarious.
Like, I'm happy that it was like a head in a tube and not like an old creepy man. Like, I need five
Yeah,
teenagers
yeah,
with attitude.
Yeah.
Not the same vibe.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
so
Seriously.
funny.
Just saying. Well, and so out of nowhere, now then you see those attitude teenager one by one where they're doing stuff like, there's the girl who's like doing some athletics, there's the red guy who's doing some karate, and then there's that other the little guy who's doing dance, and like they all have a little something different, and now they
Mm-hmm.
all disappeared from where they are, which no one noticed
Oh my god.
I
because
love that.
like a
They,
light coming from the sky taking someone and bringing it somewhere, like I won't
Oh
notice
my god.
that. And they were all in the public environment. Like that is the crazy thing. They were all in a public environment. Well,
And they
anyway,
got abducted. Oh my god.
exactly. And then they appear in Zordon, and like Zordon is like, "Oh, now you're gonna be superheroes, and you're gonna have to fight things." And they're like, "Oh well, oh, okay, yeah." And she's like, "You're girls who are gonna be the Pink Ranger." Well, that he doesn't say that, but that is kind of a joke because, like, there is a video on YouTube saying Zordon is racist
Yeah, because
because
the Black
the Black
Ranger.
Ranger had the black costume, the Chinese girl had the yellow costume, the Native
Yeah,
American Ranger had the red costume.
oh
So
my
yeah.
like,
God.
and the girl got the pink one, and the nerd got the blue one.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
So like, there is a joke where they made a some kind of diss on YouTube where they say Zordon is racist, and like there's that thing where the guy he says like they stop him when they give the colors, and the teenagers stop him and like, well, don't you think you're doing it's racist what you're doing? Like, he's black, so you get the Black Ranger, she's Asian, you get the yellow. And he says like, what are you gonna give me? He says, well, you say like green because I'm Jewish. And like, that yes, Green Ranger. And like, and what are you gonna do for Jay, which is a second black person? And he's like, he's gonna be the second Black Ranger. And yeah, so yeah, so
That's so
basically,
funny.
Yeah.
I feel like back in the day too, like they did these things to simplify it for the viewers,
yeah.
I feel like.
But to be honest, something they're doing in the American version that I kind of, it's kind of kitsch, but I actually love, is that you can always know which teen or which person is which Power Rangers because they're always in human form. They're always gonna wear the color of their Power Ranger color.
Uh
Like
Aw.
the girl ranger that is pink is always gonna have some pink on her. The red ranger is always gonna have some red on him, like all the time. And it is so kitsch but so cute at the same
Yeah.
time. Kind of. So yeah, I'm really yeah. So that's
Passionate
basically
about this.
so that basically was the story of the first season. But like being there, the guy from Sabani, he didn't really know what to do. Like, what am I doing like now? Because the Japanese season, every season had 52 episodes.
Mm.
So he had fighting scenes for 52 episodes, you know?
Hmm.
But what am I doing after that? I
Yeah.
don't have any more fighting scenes. So for the season 2 and 3, what he did to try is to continue with the same story, with the same thing, where with the same costume, where they were still using some fight scene from the Japanese one, but they were refilming some at the same time, and they had a new story with a new villain that they created, that is Lord Zed. I don't know if you know the red guy that is just
Let me
it's the
Google
red
him.
guys with a big Zed thingy, and he's
Oh
kind
yeah,
Lord
of
yeah,
like,
Zed.
yeah, yeah,
he's one of the most iconic villain from the Power Rangers. Him and Rita Repulsa.
yeah,
Like it's
yeah, yeah.
Lord
I do remember
Zed,
him.
and he's kind of
Freaky.
scary.
Yeah, I was gonna
His
say.
costume was really badass. Actually, it's a really cool costume.
Yeah, but that is only in the American version. That character do not exist in the Japanese one.
Right.
Hmm.
And they did a story about him and everything, and it was great. And to a younger eye, you cannot notice that some of the fight scenes are the same as the first season. Like you kind of have a young you don't get it. I
Hmm.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
you were not. I was not even able to comprehend that. Oh, when they're fighting in human form, they're in a region that looks like that. But when they transform, it's kind of like they're not in the same place anymore to fight.
Yeah,
I didn't
Mm-hmm.
notice that when I was young,
yeah,
but I started noticing when I was a more adult because like intelligent come with age
I mean,
for some people.
apparently, I'm still waiting on it to kick in. To be honest, but
Okay, well, I mean, I wouldn't say you're well. Anyway, we're not gonna enter into are you intelligent or are you not intelligent or like. I mean, I
let's
wouldn't
not
say
get
you're
into
not
that today.
intelligent. Yeah, I mean, and I was like, do I know him enough to know if he's intelligent anyway?
It's
Like, did I?
fine. We have a podcast that calls us stupid. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. We're not complex about that. Don't worry
It's too
about
late. It's too late to
it.
change the podcast name. I hope he never gets
Yeah.
intelligent for that reason.
Okay, so you need to stay stupid forever.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so after the season 3, oh my god, the roommate just came in and I was scared.
Oh my god.
You don't have your blow up doll there to protect you?
And no, the doll it's still on the basement thingy. So so after 3 seasons, they were like, we're not that good at filming fight scene. It cost more money than it was costing the first season and everything.
Mhm.
So what they did by then is that every year in the first episode, they were finding a reason to change so that the costume changed. There's a reason you lost all of your power from the previous season, but you're
No.
getting a new one. So
So
the
that they
costume
Interesting.
were changing so they could use the costume from the season, the fighting another season of the Super Sentai.
Oh.
because
So
remember in the Japanese one they keep changing costume every season because it's a
yeah,
different
they
story every
change costume
season.
every season.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's so much
That's
work. I would have
smart.
just came up with my own fighting scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it was a question of cost Because to be honest, the only reason why the Power Rangers TV show lasted so long, it's because it was costing so not a lot to do that no matter the
The
ratings,
ratings.
they were
Yeah.
making a lot of money. So
Interesting.
that's
Mm.
the reason why, if the TV show costs more to do, then it's not as beneficial.
Mhm.
So by season 4 to season 10, that's what they did. Every year, uh, there was continuity.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the Rangers, okay, the Power Ranger changed sometimes. Like one was leaving, and another one was taking the place, or two were leaving, and the two other one was taking the place, and like so there was a lot of movement this way, but it was always in the same continuity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
That's
get
Yeah.
it.
another word that is hard to say.
No, you're doing great.
Continuity. Yeah, now that I want to say it, I'm not lucky. So that lasted for the first 10 season. But there's a point where I think it gets exhausting or anything. But then there's two seasons where they did the same thing as the Japanese one. Like they just cut it, and it's a new story, new people, new thing.
Right.
So the two season they did that.
Okay.
But then Disney came into the thing.
Oh,
Oh,
I've
is it
heard of
Disney?
that.
Yeah, so in 2002, Disney bought some right to the Fox network, which came with some Saban TV show as the Power Rangers. So from 2002 to 2009, the Power Rangers were owned by Disney. And
Oh,
during that period of time, if you went into Disneyland or Disney Paris and everything, you could meet with Power Rangers because they were
really?
there. And which
Did you get to
happened to
go?
me. I
Oh,
went there
yay!
and I met with Power 8. Okay, sorry.
That's where your love actually began, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
my love began before that, but that's where, like,
It was reignited.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
reignited. And I think that's the moment where I started watching the TV show in English that I all missed. Because
Oh,
for
Mm,
the
yeah.
moment, the only thing I had under my belt was the first three seasons that were in French. Because at
Right.
that period
mm.
of time, English was just a language my parents used to talk about Christmas gift.
Okay. It's funny.
So for 10 years they Disney owned it. They did try another thing that didn't really kind of work. For their first season, what they did is they took the complete story of the Japanese show, but just Americanized it with American actors. So the TV show
Oh,
were scene per scene the same thing, but with Japanese actor and American actors. But the
Oh.
story didn't make sense in America. I mean, they were living in a town that in the past was owned by five family of ninjas in America. Don't
interesting.
ask me
Yeah.
why, but apparently there is a town in America that was owned by five family of ninjas
Yeah.
and like powerful family of ninjas.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
And like all the
This
story comes
the
Wait, I
story
mean,
just didn't translate,
yeah,
basically.
it doesn't translate at all. And the story is called like Power Rangers Ninja Storm, which is worst season of the Power Rangers ever. It is the worst one.
Oh
Like
no.
you watch the first episode and you want to die. And
what
the
season is that?
Japanese one is so good, but the American one, I wanted to die. They tried to do the same thing with SPD, which kind of did work because this one happened in kind of a future
Okay.
where there's a lot of aliens that live on Earth, and the SPD are kind of police officers, and they turn into Power Rangers, but like they're police officers and they fight aliens crime basically.
Which would like that's what I kind of thought too when I see the name Power Ranger, like, like a ranger. So I kind of thought they're like, fighting
Yeah, yeah.
crime in for
But
that
they're
reason.
always fighting evil person. There's coming from another or from another
Then,
dimension
Mhm.
or
yeah.
from another planet. So
Mhm.
it's still kind of like Ranger in that way. Like I mean,
Yeah,
it's just
similar.
but like some of them, like I think there's a couple Japanese season that are police related. Like there's a
Right, right, right.
couple of them. And then in
Um,
2009,
yeah, go ahead.
Disney announced that the season of the Power Rangers RPM, would be the last one,
Oh
and
no.
Oh.
that there wouldn't be any more Power Rangers after that.
Oh
And
no.
my heart broke.
You
And I
wrote to
was so
Disney
sad.
Channel every day. You're like, don't do this
Yeah.
to me.
Oh yeah, no, I was really sad. To
Oh
be
my god.
honest, like at this point, I was so much into it that I was watching it like at YTV every week when it was going out. I
Oh
was
yeah.
religious about it. The only other TV show I was that religious with was Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, I love that
Like,
Oh,
show.
that was good.
And like for our newer generation listeners, like we had to be on like in front of the TV at a certain time to watch these shows. It wasn't
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
or you
No
were
Netflix.
DVR,
missing
no
it,
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and
you
it's not.
could get an old VHS, just VH, or get a VHS tape, and then put a little bit of tape on the thing that prevented you from recording on it,
Yeah,
and then you can program your VHS to record at the certain time. You had to leave the house and leave the TV on, and then you could do it like that.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Or you just missed it, and there's nowhere you can go see that episode
No,
again. You
Yeah.
no,
just missed it and
missed
never
it.
knew what happened. It.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you gotta wait for the rerun, which you don't know when it is, and it just like, oh man.
Yeah.
And they were not consistent with reruns. Do we agree on that?
Yeah,
Like
100%.
No.
sometimes like you were watching reruns of TV shows and it was, oh, here an episode of season 2. Oh, here's the next week. Oh, here an episode of season 3. No,
Yeah.
I need the episode I missed, bitch.
Yeah.
They would even do like
Sorry, I didn't
rerun
agree.
marathons, and in the rerun marathon, there was it wasn't like episode 1, 2, 3. It would be like episode 5, episode 6 of next season, episode 3. It's like you're just what's going on?
Yeah.
It's like
Mhm.
TV was so hard. Watching
Yeah.
TV was hard, people.
We're so spoiled now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To be honest,
Anything you want on demand anywhere.
and you can see the whole season in one day.
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't have to wait 24 weeks to know the whole story.
Yeah. So crazy.
It's a
I-
blessing and a curse.
Well, I mean, to be honest, like if for example, like Buffy was playing on Thursday,
yeah,
if you were calling me on Thursday to do something, it was like, do you really think I'm gonna miss Buffy for you?
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, if someone calls me and says like, "Oh, do you want to come on Thursday?" I kind of cannot say no because of Buffy,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah,
can
no.
watch it no matter when. Like that gave me a reason to have to see people. So that's the bad thing.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, in 2009, Disney decided Power Rangers gonna stop, but a miracle happened. Saban Media said, "Well, we're gonna buy it again."
Oh my God.
Oh.
So Saban bought it again, and in 2011, Power Rangers started again.
Oh my god.
Oh. So there was like a 2-year break in the middle?
Yes, there
Okay.
was a 2-year break in the middle, and they were still same thing, using the Japanese version of the
Oh my
fight
God.
scene, recreating. But now, instead of being a TV, the what they were doing is that every Japanese version of the show were getting 2 years of Power Rangers.
Oh,
But
they would like space out the fight scenes a bit more so it would last longer.
Yes, so that they can
Oh.
have 2 American season, and they
Mhm.
had a concept, people.
Oh my god.
The first season was called Power Rangers Samurai.
Oh.
The second season was called Power Rangers Super Samurai.
Oh my god.
Then the season after was called Power Rangers Mega Force.
Oh, not Super Duper
No,
Samurai?
yeah.
And the next one was called Power Rangers Super Mega Force.
Oh my god.
And then the next one was Power Rangers Dino Charge. And can you guess what was the second season of it?
Super Dino
Mega.
Charge.
Power Rangers Dino Supercharge.
Oh, Dino Supercharged.
So
Wait,
close.
There's one thing I've missed though. When it was under Disney,
Yeah.
did Disney also just use the fighting scenes from Japan, or Disney
Disney
created their own fighting
did
scenes?
they did use the fighting scenes from the Japanese version, but they were doing the three of them. They were filming the American version.
Hmm.
They were filming some American fight scene in costume,
Yeah.
and they were using the costume. Like, so they were doing the three of them
Oh,
because they
okay.
Right.
were as they were changing the story a lot. They
Yeah.
kind of had to modify some fights so that it fits into the story. So
Okay.
they were doing new fight scene in costume. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the
Okay.
reason why you can notice a lot in the Disney TV show that the Red Ranger is taller and and
Right.
like
Right.
they switch sizes, and like you have to really notice, but it's noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they became morphing Power Rangers.
Oh no, that was since the beginning.
No, I
It's
know. I just
Morphin time.
morphin time.
Morphin time, it stayed from season 1 to current season.
Wow.
Every time they transform, it comes with it's Morphin time.
And
That
then
is
sometimes it means growing taller. Also, sometimes it means growing a bulge in your spandex.
Oh yeah, and there was a season, I think it's Power Rangers Turbo. Wait, I'm just looking into it just to make sure. Yeah, it's in Power Rangers Turbo, which the blue Power Rangers was actually a 9 years old kid, and when he was transforming into a Power Rangers, he was becoming a full-on teenager, like a
Oh.
full-on size adult,
Okay,
That's
which
so
wait.
for
funny.
me is kind of creepy now, but yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing I did do was like look them up, and they don't look like teenagers.
No, they look like adult played by
Whoa.
teenagers.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Just
That
wanted
that
to make
that that
sure.
was the thing at this point. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but even today, there is some seasons that like they were a little bit more adult, where they went with story with 20 years old people stories. Like I
Mm.
can think of like Lightspeed Rescue, where it was all people working. Like there was a police officer, there was a paramedic, there was like, and they all have one thing like that. And what they were doing is that they were rescuing people. Ooh, a little bit like
Oh.
Interesting.
a Baywatch Power Rangers version.
Yeah, but they're teenagers, and this is not
Yeah,
right.
exactly. And in 2018, Sabhan said, "Well, we're done with Power Rangers. The
Oh,
2018 will be the last season."
Oh
oh
no.
So Power
no.
Rangers Super Ninja Steel was supposed to be the last season. Guess what happened?
Disney bought it back.
Disney.
No, my
Oh,
heart broke.
oh.
Oh.
Both of us, we have this
Yeah.
when Disney.
Yeah.
And I was so depressed. And I was like, it cannot end this way. We didn't have enough of Power Rangers yet. After 25 years, we still
Aww.
need more. So, good news. There is Hasbro, the game company, the toy
Oh
Oh
company,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
that said, well, I'm gonna buy the Power Rangers right. So
Oh my
in
god.
2020, Power Rangers came back owned by Hasbro. And we got
Oh.
three new seasons, which is Beast Morpher, Dino Furry, and Cosmic Furry.
Right in time for COVID, eh? They probably got new
Exactly.
viewers too.
So that is kind of the history of the honing and how Power Rangers went.
That's
Uh,
crazy.
it is crazy, but like every season has its own thing, and every season have its actor. Every season have their stories, their villain. Like there's a lot of the thing I could talk about, but and I want you to like ask question too. So like I want to stop talking at a certain point so that you can ask question.
Oh, I have so many questions.
But like I just want to say one last thing is that since the beginning, even if some season were standalone, it
Yeah.
was still known to be in the same universe.
Right.
Okay.
And it's related to what we call the morphin grid.
Okay.
Interesting.
But this year, there's the season of Power Rangers this year, which is the 30th one, is called Power Rangers Cosmic Furry. And this one is said to close the story of all of that universe before And the next season is going to be a soft reboot where it's going to start a new universe of Power Rangers,
Ooh.
because
Oh.
Power Rangers Cosmic Fury is the first season in the history of the Power Rangers where everything from scratch was created by the American version.
So now that's
Oh.
crazy. I can't believe that for so long they function on that seemingly very unsustainable business practice,
That
and
Yeah.
that they
was really
managed just
sustainable for them.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, but they're really dependent on the Japanese show that keeps going, right?
Yeah.
Like like
But I mean, when
I
a
feel like
Japanese
that's a
show
big
has been
gamble.
going since 1975, I think you can still have a little hope that they're still gonna
Faith,
come
yeah,
back.
that's true. That's true.
And so, just to
Yeah.
be clear, the Japanese show has been going since 1975 and hasn't stopped.
And it hasn't stopped yet. There is still current seasons.
And do you still watch it
I
in
do still
Japanese?
watch it too. I do watch this one too. Because the thing is that as the story of the season is different, it's kind of like watching another Power Rangers show.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like I'm just watching a Japanese version of it, but it's a different story. So
Yeah.
it's kind of watching something new.
That's really cool.
That's so
And
cool.
before we enter into the question phase that you will have for me, there is just one little thing that I want to do because I think there's some actors that came into Power Rangers that like kind of need to be mentioned.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
So I'm going to start with one category that I would call the four people that could become someone in the next few years.
Okay.
Okay.
We have Zoe Robbins, who's still playing in TV shows since her season of the Power Rangers in 2017. And she's more known for her role at the moment in The Wheel of Time.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's playing Nanive Almera in The Wheel of Time, and she's really great. And you know that they took this girl because she know how to fight. Like you can see it in The
Right, right,
Wheel of
right.
Time. She's
Yeah.
amazing. There
Interesting.
there is Nico Greetam. I'm not sure of his name, but that's what it is. Who,
Greet
since
him.
his season of Power Rangers, he has been playing in actually two seasons of American Horror Story. He played in Love Victor, and he played also at the moment. He's played in something that's gonna come out that is called The Ballad of Tita and the Machine. So like he seems to be climbing the little stairs. There is Yoshi Sudarso, who is playing in a lot of fighting movie. He played in Bullet Train, 47 Ronin, Newlywed Nightmare, Pretty Dudes. So he's playing in a lot of stuff, and it's mostly fighting stuff though, like mostly
Okay.
like really good stuff. But he's getting there. There's also
Oh, he's
Camille.
I was just
handsome.
gonna
He's
say he's a really good looking
oh,
guy.
like I
He's
mean,
really
that guy
cute.
is one of my crushes. Him
Yeah.
he played in a season of the Power Rangers, and the next year his brother Matt Sodarso, I think, I'm not sure, Peter Sodarso, well, another Sodarso,
Yeah.
played in the next season of the Power Rangers. And this one is more of a cutie, but like I mean, this one is like, oh my god, like, and you
But
can know that.
Yoshi, with the mustache, I'm like, oh my god,
But Yoshi,
hello.
in his season of the Power Rangers, yes, his character actually come from the past, and he has long hair,
Oh
and
yeah.
he's really, really, really dumb,
Oh my
really dumb.
god. It's kind of a turn on, not gonna lie.
Yeah, but the thing is that there is a thing that they started to do. I don't know when they started to do this, but
Yeah.
the more at certain point, the more and more it goes, the more and more they start to use one guy as high candy every season.
Oh,
Hmm.
And
smart,
no
clever.
matter the reason they find to get that guy shirtless, they are gonna do it. And
Mm.
in his season, Yoshi was almost always shirtless. It's like he was the eye candy of that season.
That's so funny.
And there's Camille Hyde, who played in Riverdale. At the moment, she's playing in All Americans Homecoming. She's also having a little like climb in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I will call the one who became famous, but um in their countries, but not in their countries. That's not at all what I wanted to say. In other countries,
In other countries, yeah.
being racist by accident. Ugh,
Oh my
sorry about
god.
that. There's Archie Cow, who he was actually popular in the 2005 to 2012. He also played in 10th season of CSI Crime Scene
I was gonna say I know him from CSI.
yeah, and he
Mm.
played in a lot of things like that. But since 2017, he became a huge star in Japan. He's playing in a lot of Japanese TV show, a lot of Japanese movies. Like he's really big in in Japan at the
Oh
moment.
Oh
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, and he's also very handsome.
Mhm.
There's Richard Brancatisano, who apparently I looked into his files and I don't recognize anything he's done, but apparently he's a well-known star in Australia at the moment. Allegedly.
Okay.
Allegedly.
And now we come for the three-person that I think got the best of it from being in the Power Rangers. And I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to start with Jason David Frank, who,
Jason David
after
Frank.
being a Power Rangers, he still played in movie, but he had the most of his career in MMA fighting.
Oh
Mm.
He
really?
was
Okay.
a big
Wow.
MMA fighter. He sadly unalived himself in 2022, and
Um.
Oh.
um, but he played in some movies, and but it really was a big MMA like person. Like he was big in there,
Really?
and
Eh? Okay.
he's actually the person who played in the most Power Rangers season of his life.
I was just
Oh.
seeing that. I mean, he's into so many seasons.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's because there is a lot of season where he comes back. Just for example, he stayed in the Power Rangers up until Turbo,
Mm-hmm.
but then
Hmm.
in Dino Thunder, he came back as a mentor for the Power Rangers of that season. In Megaforce, he came back again as a mentor for the Power Rangers of that season, but he was
Right.
Oh.
also a Power Rangers in that season.
That's really cool.
Mm.
Yeah. So like, and he's the one, yeah, and he got some cameo in some other seasons and everything, and he also got a little cameo in the late movie that come out, like the Power Rangers that everyone hated,
Mm.
like.
No.
But he had a cameo where you just see him at some point where he's like, there's the fight in the robot, and he's just there like,
Oh my god.
That's so
yeah.
funny.
So
The
I
concept of
think,
cameos to me are so funny already.
yeah, but to understand who he is, you need to be a Power Rangers mega hardcore fan.
Right, right, right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
You know, the other one that I think you might know her. She started in Power Rangers, but she also been in other stuff and other movies. But she started having a little something when she played in a movie called A Christmas Prince.
Oh no way.
And then in A Christmas Prince, The Royal Wedding. And then in a
um.
TV show that is called I Zombie, where she
Oh,
played
she
the
was in that
main
zombie.
character. And at the moment, she has her own TV show again where she's the main character that is called Ghost. That is very a good TV show, by the way.
Oh, I love Ghost.
Yeah, Ghost is really really funny. Ghost
Well,
is really
she's the
funny.
girl who can see ghosts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's her
Yeah.
name?
It's Rose
Uh
Yeah.
McIver.
Oh, she's really good. I like her a lot.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
now, the one that might surprise you, that comes from the universe of the Power Rangers. He was not physically in the Power Rangers, but
Oh,
he did a lot of voice over for the Power Rangers over the years, mostly in the first few seasons. It
okay.
was mostly voice for the monsters and the mean people,
Okay.
and we're talking about Bryan Cranston.
Oh
No
no way!
way.
Crazy.
Yeah, he was doing voice over for the Power Rangers. He did a lot of them, and that is mostly the reason why in the movie they chose him to play Zordon, because like he was kind of like a Power Rangers alumni, if you want.
Yeah. Dude, yeah.
Like,
Oh, cool.
but he was not there physically. It really was just voice work, like
Yeah,
over the monster talking, like he was doing the monster talk and all of it. And yeah, it's how he started actually, and it's what gave him like the not really how he started, but like it's kind of what paid his bill, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
because
Interesting.
he did a lot of it, and a lot of it is not even credited. But anyway,
Oh,
so
interesting.
those are the three main one. Now we have the sad story.
Oh no.
The actress that plays Trini in the first season died really young. A couple
Oh,
year after she quit the Power Rangers, she was in a car accident and died.
Oh
oh no.
no.
Yeah, she was. That's the sad story. She was also played in the second The Crow movie, and like she was praised for her acting in that movie. But
Right.
then she died.
She
She
passed
died.
away.
Also,
Do sorry. Go ahead.
Valerie Vernon was the Pink Power Rangers in one of the and Lost Galaxy one. But in the middle of filming, she learned that she had a cancer,
Oh
so she
no.
had to quit the TV show. So they killed her character in the Power Rangers, and that is the first and only time we saw a Power Rangers die on screen.
Oh my god.
We heard of Power Rangers dying in the past, or we heard about
Yeah.
Power Rangers from the past dying, but we never saw die. She's
Right.
the only one in the history of the Power Rangers that died on screen.
Oh.
I think there's something a little bit in poor taste
Yeah,
of killing the character of someone who has to leave the show because they have a potentially fatal illness.
Yeah, that's
it
scary.
it is sad, but like
Yeah.
she couldn't take the filming anymore. She couldn't do anything
No, it's
anymore. So
completely fair. But couldn't they have done something else than
Like
kill
she
her
had to
character?
go she moved abroad, you know? Like
yeah,
She became the spirit of the wind or something, you know?
yeah.
but in the last TV show of that season, they actually show her as a ghost being happy for the way the Power Rangers like solved
Oh, okay.
everything. So
Okay.
Okay.
like they still kind of like bring her this way, but yeah,
So I guess
that did a
she survived her cancer.
yeah, she's still alive today. Like
Oh,
Okay,
that's
perfect.
good. Okay, sorry. I
Yeah.
thought she also passed away in
no,
real
no, she
life.
didn't die. She didn't die.
Amazing. I'm
She's still
glad.
alive. She was in remission after that. She
Perfect.
didn't
Thank
play
God.
in anything else except being a voice in a Power Rangers Time Force, but that's it. She
Hmm.
was not really doing it, but like I think it got her like away. Oh, and an interesting thing: a lot of the actors of the Power Rangers they still have a career today, but in voice acting.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Well, I guess they do it a lot for the fight scenes, right? So they become good at it. They get trained for it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Interesting.
One last story. This one is a little bit more horrible.
Oh,
We are gonna talk about. Um, j'ai un blanc de son nom. Attends, faut que je le regarde. Ricardo Medina Jr., who played in 2 seasons of the Power Rangers. He played the Red Ranger in Power Ranger Wild Force in 2002, and he played a villain named Decker in the Power Rangers Samurai in season 2011. 2011.
okay.
This guy, someday, he was living with another guy in an apartment, and well, apparently Medina's Junior's girlfriend didn't know how to park her car, and it was probably a real problematic between him and his roommate.
Okay.
So him and his roommate were having a fight on a certain day, and apparently it has escalated so much that um, Ricardo Medina Jr. think that the best way of resolving the issue was to stab his roommate 10 times with a sword.
What?
No.
What?
Yeah,
With a sword?
with a sword. Sorry. It's not funny. I'm sorry.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
So he was charged for with murder, and that
Mm-hmm.
obviously killed his acting career. Oh my god, that's
Oh
not
my
what I
god.
wanted to say. Yeah.
Oh my god. I was just like, oh, that's an interesting word of choice, but
it
Ricardo's roommate is not the only thing that died that day.
exactly his acting career too.
oh no.
But
That's in poor taste. I'm so sorry.
I know.
That's really poor taste. I'm very sorry.
but he did.
David. We've been encouraging each other to do very bad jokes. We did it the same on your
Oh
podcast.
yeah, we did so dark
You guys are
humor
gonna
on
end up
my.
canceled.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we
for
need.
sure. That's for sure.
Let's not record next time we interact to each other.
Yeah, that's the next time, like, and it kind of escalated a little bit, I guess now.
Yeah.
So like the next
Yeah.
time it's gonna be plain like
Yeah.
inappropriate.
Just so you know, he's been released from prison already. He was only sentenced for 6 years.
Yeah, I know
Oh
that's
wow.
where I was going, but he did plead guilty though, and I think
Six
that's
years
the.
for stabbing someone with a sword? That's nothing.
But apparently, when you plead guilty, like they're more lenient on the
They're like,
You
oh,
can
at
make a
least they
lot of
know they
sentencing.
did
deals.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Oh,
it kind of
crazy.
was on the spur of the moment with big
Quotations.
parentheses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is wild because, like, I feel like spur of the moment killings are scarier than premeditated, you know?
Hmm.
Because you don't know where it's come from.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I mean, Yannick could come here and like be angry that I'm using his computer and then hit me uh with
Your board game's in the
with
back.
Yeah.
this Gengar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, that's gonna be long to kill me with this, but I mean, I
Yeah.
think it's doable.
He can choke you with it,
Oh yeah,
suffocate you with it. There you go.
that's true.
Problem solved.
Well, that's kind of scary that you already know the way he could do it, though.
That's called
Funny.
premeditation. Get it?
So
That
yeah,
is crazy.
I just want. I know I gave you like a lot of. I felt like I was giving a course on what is the Power Rangers, but now,
No, but that's super interesting.
but like now, I would like to know what are your questions, and you can go like as deep as you want. Like you can go silly, you can go like I want to know what do you want to know about the Power Rangers.
Personally, I think I only have one question. It's a very important one. Which is your favorite spandex color design or spandex
Oh,
costume design, and why?
that is hard.
Is this kind of like
Right?
if you were a Power Ranger, which one would you be?
No, it's because
No.
they change spandex costume every year.
Yeah, because I think
Oh,
the
okay.
Power Rangers I would like to be is not the same ones as the costume I would like to have.
Okay, tell
Right,
us
right, right,
both
right,
then.
right. Daniel's both,
So,
yeah.
okay. To be honest, like the Power Rangers I would like to be would be in the main team one.
Hmm.
Because first, well, I probably would want to become like Rocky DeSanto's boyfriend, and as we're in the same like Power Rangers team, I think that's doable.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I
There's a
mean,
lot of potential for romance. You're fighting crime together.
exactly. And romance
Yeah,
is never a big thing in the Power Rangers. So like I could bring that to the table,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I
You have a lot
Mhm.
to
and
offer.
exactly. And I'm sure he has a lot to offer too.
I'm sure he does.
But that is related to the spandex.
Spandex
But
doesn't lie, you know.
I'm quickly looking into the costume right now because like I
Yeah,
want my choice to be like the right choice.
You don't want
There's
to
yeah.
some
overthink this in your sleep and
Because
be
the
like, oh,
moment you say it, it's going to be canon.
yeah,
You know, you can't. Yeah.
exactly. The moment it's done. Because if we were talking about the Super Sentai version, there's one of the costume that I really liked, but
Okay.
they never did um an American version for that costume. So
Oh,
like I'm like, ugh. But like at the moment, like I'm really looking at them quickly. I'm sorry, I'm taking time, and I'm
no, no,
trying
that's
to
good.
feel the
There's a lot.
I
silence.
know it's okay.
There's
No,
a lot.
take your time. I need you, like, as a super fan of this, I need you to make the right decision.
I was looking at them earlier.
Do
Some
you
of
have one that
them.
you like?
I didn't see all of them, but I don't hate the one with the numbers. It's kind of cute. It's kind
Which
of
one with the
sporty.
numbers?
I don't know. There
Oh,
was
the
one where,
SPD one. The
yeah,
SPD one is a really good, a beautiful one.
because it's like kind of like jock sporty. The numbers they have like
Yeah,
they're
the like with the color and then the number on the side as a big
mm-hmm.
number. That's the one you're
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah. Let
That
me
is
find
the
it for
police
Sonya.
one that I was talking about. That is one of the great
Oh
TV.
yeah. Okay.
Like the costume of this one is actually pretty great. No, not samurai. Oh yeah, I kind of like the Super Mega Force one. It kind of
Super
looked
Mega Force one.
piratey.
Super Mega
Okay, let
Not
me
the
Force.
Google
Mega
it.
Force one, the Super Mega Force
Super
one.
Mega. Which color?
Oh, did I find them? No.
It kind of look a little. The tops of them look like piratey, like the dress of a pirate. If you want,
Oh, okay.
Oh
do you?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh, I found it.
yeah. Oh,
I don't like
yeah. With
it.
the cross swords. Which
It's
color would you pick
giving me
them in?
like British soldier more than pirates.
When once again choosing the color,
I
I think
love it.
SPD is my second one though. Like
I
SPD
was
will
gonna
be
say
my second
SPD
one.
I like too because it's more like minimalistic.
Yeah,
Which one? SPD.
the one you look love with the numbers.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that.
Yeah, so but like to be honest, the pirate one was
I like it
also
too. I disagree with Sonya. I like the pirate one. It's
but the
campy.
pirate one was also one of the best. The Japanese version of that show of that
Mhm.
costume,
Right.
to be honest, for me is one of the best Japanese of those season. Like that show is one of the best. Like
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
definitively in my top three.
I also want to give an honorable mention to the 2017 one where it looks kind of like superhero like. It's giving Iron Man
2017 Power
for the
Beast
Rangers.
movie.
Morpher
This is
or
from the
the
latest
Ninja Steel,
movie.
the
Oh, the movie?
2017. It's the one who kind of look like a spy with like it looks a little bit like a jacket more than spandex.
No,
Yeah,
it's like
it's
metal
like Marvel
suits.
characters.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's morphin time. Oh no, that's
It's
just a the
morphin
I can't
time.
get over the fact that it sounds like it's morphine time, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Not the same
That's
vibe
so
though.
funny. It's
Not
opium
the
time.
same
Yeah.
vibe. But like apparently like I'm kind of interesting because they kind of show I didn't see the new season yet, the Cosmic Fury one,
Mhm.
Mm,
and the costume looked like a lot more simplistic.
Mhm.
But like I'm still
Cosmic
like, oh
Fury.
yeah, but like you could have gotten another. But anyway, that's me. But yeah, it would totally be like, but it's gonna be the blue one because the blue is really my favorite color. But
Right.
if I
Okay.
have to go personality wise, I would
Yeah.
go with the green because the
Oh.
green
Okay.
color fits a little bit more with my personality in the Power Rangers mythology.
So can you tell us a bit more
Okay.
about the color and their personalities?
Okay, so seasons mostly they always have a red one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the red one is always gonna be the leader.
Mm.
It's gonna always gonna be the chief of the team, the leader of the team. Um, Normally, it's someone who loves justice a lot. Who's the personality can change, but there's always a little thing that is a little like how to say it, like a little kid-like in his way of seeing the world. Like, oh, I want everyone to smile. Oh, I want
Hmm.
everyone to be happy. Oh,
Innocence kind of thing?
yeah, kind of an innocence to it, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
always the leader, and they always go through a journey of how to become a leader and to bring to the people what I want to bring.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Then you have the Blue Rangers, who's always going to be the nerdy, intelligent one.
Right.
Like he's always gonna be like following the rules, know everything, being intelligent, being
Mhm.
like everything. Sometimes they're gonna like there is kind of two version of it, where certain they're gonna make him like really like I have a stick up my ass and really
Right.
rigid.
Stuck
And
up.
sometimes they go the other way around where they make him more nerdy, like socially awkward, like they go in the two, but it's always gonna be the intelligent, nerdy one.
Right.
Mhm.
You have the Green Ranger, who's always gonna be the clumsy one, the one who doesn't really know how to fight, the one who's normally their character is the funny one of the group, like the
Mhm.
jokester, and they go in a lot of different ways. The only season where the green one was not the jokester of the season was the first one, as the Green Ranger was the main ranger.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
so like it wasn't the villain.
he was the teenage angst
Yeah, exactly.
ranger.
He
Right.
was working with Rita Repulsa. So
Right. Okay.
yeah, so it's yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so the green one is always gonna be like the this one. The black one normally is the one who's kind of like serious, but like kind of mysterious. Like I'm
Dark and
serious, but I'm
broody kind of
mysterious. I
guy.
don't tell too much about me. And he
Mm-hmm.
loves girls a lot. He loves
Mm-hmm.
women a lot. Or he's a womanizer, or he's a failed womanizer.
Okay.
Like one that has success or one that has no success at all.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The Yellow Rangers is normally that one is the more shifty. Like that is the one that I was calling before, like the other Ranger.
Right.
It was always like kind of like the personality of like, oh, what would we need to make this group like be something?
Right.
Like what would do we need to make it a cohesive? So he's always kind of like the other Ranger.
Okay.
And the
Kind of just
pink
transforms their personality each time to mold.
to
Why
mold
does that
what they
hurt me
needed.
so much?
I don't know.
Why do I feel so victimized by
I'm
that?
so sorry. Like, do you authenticate yourself? Wow. Do you
Do you
Yes, I do.
identify yourself?
do you
Yes.
identify as a yellow ranger?
Yes, and it's called pathologic people
Okay.
pleasing.
It's called mental health problem. I'm
Yeah.
seeing my therapist for that.
That's so funny.
The pink ranger is always gonna be a girl, of course.
Hmm. Right.
But she always gonna be like if there's another girl in the team that she's green, blue, or yellow,
Mhm.
Yeah.
because I'm gonna come to one thing in the Japanese version, a girl was never the Red Ranger, never.
Right.
Oh, because girls can't lead.
No.
But in the 30th season
Too
of the Power
emotional.
Rangers, the current one, the leader is the red one, and she's a girl.
Oh.
Yay! Yay for being progressive.
Yeah, and a guy never was pink, never.
Oh,
There
I
was
hope
a
that
Japanese
changes.
there was a Japanese version where in an episode, like the girl ranger and the guy ranger, like they did a Freddie Friday thingy where
A
they
Freaky
Oh,
switched
Friday.
personality, and in that episode, the girl had the red costume and the guy had the pink costume,
I
but it
Right.
was
love
just for
it.
one episode because they switched personality.
I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
it still.
With it
It
still,
aired
yeah,
on Pride.
I would love to have a main guy character who is a pink ranger. I
Yeah.
would
Right?
love to have that.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And the other characters, like there's a purple one that comes most of the time. The purple one is not there that much, but it's always going to be some kind of mentor. Like he's
Mm.
normally a little bit older. He went through this before. He knows stuff, and he's more of a teacher in a way.
So he's grooming them.
Yeah,
Oh God.
it's a word that gives me some difficulties because it makes me see it in a bad way. because
Well,
when you think,
when you're putting teenagers in spandex and sending them out to fight.
yeah, that's kind of wrong, though. When you think about it, that's kind of wrong.
Yeah, it's
Totally.
not great.
Yeah, but
But
yeah,
who else is going to save the world than five teenagers with attitude?
exactly. But to be honest, like most of the American version is always a version of another of teenagers with attitude. As
Yeah.
I say, there is some season that goes like more adult rangers, but
Mhm.
they're never older than 20. Never older than 20.
Oh, interesting.
Well,
Uh,
Mm.
except the character of
Except the
the
groomer.
no, except the character that the one that Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh yeah.
He
okay.
was the Green Mean Ranger in the first season, but
Yeah.
then he became good, and then he became good, and then he was good, and then in another season he was the mentor, and then in the other season he was the mentor and a Power Rangers. Like
Wow.
Oh,
he's the
okay.
only one who was really an adult Power
Hmm.
Ranger.
Right, right,
And
right.
He's
lately,
transformed
and yeah, there also is an Orange Ranger that comes sometimes.
like a distant cousin Ranger.
No, it's really rare that there is an orange Power Rangers. It's really
Right.
rare. Most of the time, it's gonna be one that's gonna come from one episode. But there was a couple TV shows that added as added.
Remix.
There is some season that added as a main character, and this one it's always gonna be like you know the one who they always have an obsession about something.
Oh yeah.
Okay, one of them had an obsession for his work. He was a miner,
Oh,
not a
interesting.
miner
That's
like a
a
kid, a miner
Yeah.
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
mines.
But yeah.
And the other one had an obsession about cowboy stuff.
Right, okay.
Like this, I think
Random.
this one is for the color of obsession because the only other time that you see them, it's always normally a fan that becomes a Power Rangers for a day, or like
Okay.
someone who tried to be. So like there's something obsessive about that color, I think. The guy
Interesting.
Interesting.
and
Also, of all the careers, miners are strange ones to be workaholic about.
yeah, it is really a weird one. But I
Hmm.
mean, there's a lot of weird stuff that happens sometimes. But I
Yeah.
mean, cowboy is a better obsession. Like I could understand why you cannot be obsessed about
Yeah.
cowboys. Like, have you seen those jeans?
Yes, yes.
I mean, I mean,
Chaps? Excuse me.
yeah. I mean, it's like the Beauty and the Beast. Like, who wouldn't want to go out with the Beast? Have you seen his library?
True. True.
I mean, who wouldn't
Yeah.
want to have that library?
His facial hair also does it for me.
Oh yeah, the facial hair
Yeah.
can be great. Yeah, that's of course. And there is a
Oh my god.
season where there's always a range of 5 to 6 Power Rangers. And there's always a moment where a new Power Rangers is gonna come, and who is it gonna be? How? And it's always someone that comes like in the middle of a season, like, and it can be a prince, someone from the past.
Oh my god.
It's always weird. It's always something weird that happens. Like I've been asleep for 3,000 years, and I woke up because you said the word blah 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 blah, blah.
Yeah.
And so I
That's
woke
so
up.
funny.
And this one but this one always gonna have a metallic color.
Oh,
Oh,
So
okay.
okay.
it's gonna be silver, gold, uh, um, bronze.
Copper.
It's always gonna be something metallic.
Oh,
Interesting.
Yeah.
this is honestly so fascinating. I feel like I didn't know this much existed about the Power Rangers. Definitely didn't know it was still going on. I am like literally so excited to watch an episode tonight.
And just
But
the way that it's produced also. Oh yeah, where can you watch it? Where do
uh,
you
at the moment, because I'm obviously watching them on totally legal ways at the
Yeah,
moment.
totally. 100%.
So I'm just gonna have to Google to tell you how to
Right.
watch it legally.
He's like,
Where are Power Rangers airing?
I watch it so much I don't even know how to find it.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean? Where does it play? It's on. Oh, it's on Netflix at the moment.
Oh,
Oh.
really?
Yeah, the first new seasons are on Netflix, and the first season of the Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, they have 10 episodes. The new season, the current season, has
Yeah.
Mhm.
10 episodes out on Netflix at the moment.
Oh.
Oh, I might watch it tonight actually.
And then it says you can also purchase it on Amazon to watch
But to be
like the older
honest,
Right.
seasons.
if
Yeah.
you want to go into the Power Rangers, there is still some season I wouldn't recommend.
Mhm.
Like, because if you watch them, you for sure never gonna watch Power Rangers ever again in your
Right.
life.
Right.
Mhm.
But like, just to not be negative, I could go into what the season I would recommend.
Mhm.
Let's do that.
I
Where
would
to
to-
start?
I would totally recommend one Ninja Storm, which is the 2003 season.
Ooh, okay.
I would recommend SPD,
For the
which
good
is the
costumes.
Police of Space one. And
Mhm.
I
Ooh.
love this one because like this is the season where I feel they gave more personality to the Rangers than ever. And
Mm.
like there's kind of that thing where like you get into like their everyday life too and you get interesting into it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of aliens that live on Earth and they made them costume. And like
No, that's
the
cool.
the mentor of the Power Rangers is actually a anthropomorphic dog.
I
Oh my
love
god.
that.
Yeah, so like this
So
one is really
funny.
great. This one is really great. This one, never watched this one. Never watched this
Oh
one.
my god.
RPM, the RPM season. It's really, this one is really post-apocalyptic. Like
Oh, okay.
it's in a world where everything has been destroyed on the planet and they live under a dome. And this is actually the season in which Rose McGiver, the girl from Ghost, she's the Yellow Ranger in that season.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wow. Well, it is clear that you could probably talk about Power Rangers for another 2 hours at the
Oh,
very least.
of course. I mean,
So I think we're gonna have to have you back on for a sequel at some point.
but I mean, I really want to do go into like how it was created and the different
Yeah,
era
it's
it
really
went
interesting.
through. Like, I feel like I didn't focus that much in the series herself, but like I
No,
really
but
wanted to know because it's really interesting because I don't know any other show that kind of had like that of like much of a and
yeah,
that
it's really
lasted for so
unique.
long.
Yeah.
I know it blows my mind that they function on that model for so long and that it
Mhm.
worked, right?
But
Mhm.
even for the next season that is going to come after the current one, we don't
Yeah.
know what's going to happen because they say with this season, we're closing the old universe that was before and we're
Hmm.
starting a new
Oh.
universe. Are they going to use the Japanese thing? Are they going to start to do only their own things? What is, we don't know. And they know it's bugging us. So they keep just saying nothing.
Just
Sorry.
teasing, yeah.
I love
That's
the
so funny.
passion.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's two things that I get that much passionate about: Power Rangers and horror movies. Like those are my two get go. Like even my roommate, sometimes I talk about the movies because Power Rangers he doesn't care at all, but he cares kind of a little about horror movies. So like I'm sure he's just tired of me like talking about it. Oh, and he just brought me a coffee.
How
Very
sweet.
nice.
Well, we are definitely gonna have you back because I do want to talk about horror movies with
Oh,
you. So I
Yeah.
definitely want to
Oh,
indulge in
wonderful.
that.
and that is really a good experience. And you are both good listener, but I really noticed that I was like diarrhea talking. Uh,
Oh my god.
No, that
No,
was
it was very
amazing.
interesting. I loved it so
yeah,
much. Thank you so much for coming on.
but
Um,
wait. If
okay.
any of you, both of you, or any of you, like, if you decide to give a season to a power to give a season, ugh,
To
give a
recommend one.
chance to
Oh
Power
yeah.
Rangers,
Oh,
just tell
definitely.
me what you think about it. Like, I'm
Oh
curious
yeah.
to know what you will think about it.
Yeah.
Oh, can I say one last thing? I'm sorry, I cannot just.
Go
No,
ahead, go
we
ahead, go
love
ahead. You got
it.
it. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So the
yeah.
Power Rangers here, it's kind of like for teenagers, but
Yeah.
the Japanese version is more like from age 8 to age 10.
Oh, so it's
Oh.
But
more young.
there is one thing that is really different. Like we are really soft in the American version because in the Japanese version, like when the character receive a punch in the face, they have blood. Like they're gonna bleed.
Oh
They're
yeah.
gonna have like stuff like that. In the
That's
American
creepy.
version, you're never gonna see that.
Oh
Well, that
yeah.
one's for kids, while this is for like older kids. That makes no sense.
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
but also there is something that is more teenager like in Japan that is it's kind of like same things as Power Rangers, but for more like teenagers,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
it's called Kamen Rider. But
Okay.
that is always just that is just one guy that has superpower and he transform and blah blah blah. It's another thing. But like that TV show for a teenager, and one of the season literally start with two teenager girl being there's a big truck that just squashed them on the wall, and you see the
Oh my
explosion
god.
of blood, and that's a TV show
Ah.
for a teenager.
That's insane.
And
That
I'm
is
like,
Oh my
they
insane.
god.
don't kid with their teenager.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so wild. I
So
really want to
funny.
watch this with my nephew, but my nephew's 3, so maybe I have to wait a couple years.
Yeah, no, don't show him the Japanese
Yeah,
version yet.
definitely
Yeah.
not.
But I think he could start appreciate at least like the monster, because all of the monster are really like those big things, like
Yeah,
costumey. It's like so he could still appreciate that.
yeah,
And it's such a colorful show also. Like
exactly.
it will be fun,
Good for learning at
Yeah.
least your primary colors.
There you go.
Exactly. Red, blue.
Yeah. And some undertones of racism.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like to be honest, they got better into this because like
Yeah.
every season they have a big array of different races in them. Like it's never just
Yeah.
a super white team. There's always like at least sometimes there's one or two white person. There's always white people because there's white people everywhere. But I
Yeah.
mean, in the team, there's always one or two white person, and the rest they go into a different area. Like
They try to
Yeah.
do some diversity. Yeah.
I
yeah,
I look forward for the day when they have a female in the red suit.
well,
Yeah.
the current
And a,
season
and
is
a
the
and a
female
gay
in the
man in
red
the
Oh
pink
suit.
yeah.
suit.
Oh yeah, that's what
Yeah,
you're saying. And gay
yeah.
man in a pink suit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Exactly.
what
Yeah,
I
that's what we want.
want. I
That's what you
want
want.
a gay
It's gonna
because
be you. They're gonna call you. You're gonna be
Yeah.
the man.
oh my god, I want to be the gay Power Rangers so much. But you know your favorite Power Rangers, the blue one,
Yeah.
the actor who was playing it was actually gay,
Oh.
and that's the reason why he was fired from the show.
Oh,
Oh.
well, that's
But
not great.
That took
in
a
the
turn.
current season, he's
Yeah.
back as the mentor of the team.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so now he's
Yay.
back. Okay, good.
Perfect.
I was like, is this show homophobic? Or-
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the period in the 90s, like there was a big lot of homophobia problem into it.
Oh
But
yeah,
like
yeah.
that was kind of the years where homophobia was kind of normal.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was cool.
Yeah, being
Until
homophobic.
Paris Hilton told us not to use the word gay. You remember that?
It was
I don't
cool
remember
to
that.
be homophobic.
Yeah. Okay, let's
Okay, sorry.
we'll
Yeah,
have to
if
wrap
you
it up
don't
because
if you
On
don't shut
that
me up,
note,
yeah, yeah,
if
that's a perfect place to stop.
if you don't shut me up, I'm just never gonna stop
Yeah.
talking.
Um, before you do stop talking, though, do you want to tell us again where to find your podcasts?
Yes, you for those who like to watch visual podcasts, I do have a YouTube channel which is La Grosse Maladresse Pilote, where you can find me and watch my videos. It's the video version is always the same one as the audio version. For the audio version, you can basically find it everywhere where they give podcasts. Like I really put it everywhere. I was like,
Wonderful.
how is the way for everyone to be able to hear this?
Yeah,
It's to put it everywhere.
yeah.
And yeah, that's basically it. And if you are a fan of um um uh um
Power
uh,
Rangers.
uh no, yeah, if you are a fan of Power Rangers, I did one episode on them, but I had
oh,
no guest. I was alone because no one wanted to talk about Power
Oh
Rangers
my
with me.
aw.
That's the only episode I did alone, and it's probably gonna be the last.
I'm glad that you got to do it with people then this time.
Yes, like
Yeah.
when did you told me you wanted to talk about Power Rangers, I was so excited. Like it made me so happy. Like I felt like I had friends.
I love it. I think I honestly learned so much because I went into this completely blind. So thank
Yeah.
you. So interesting.
But like
Thank you so much. Yeah.
but basically knowing what you know now about the Power Rangers, would you like to be a Power Rangers?
100%.
Okay.
I will watch SPD and then I'll come back to you on that.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
And we'll
Well,
put David's socials and links in the show notes as well. Okay.
And come see the episode I did with Tom. It's really great.
Yes, go see our episode. It was really fun.
yeah. Well,
If you
thank you
want to
so
hear her being
much.
inappropriate, like that's the
Yeah.
place.
Okay. Well, thank you again, and bye, everyone. Have a good
Bye,
Thank you.
week.
everyone.
Bye.
Tell Me Like I'm Stupid is created and produced by us, Sonia and Thomas. You can follow us on Instagram at Tell Me Like I'm Stupid.
If you'd like to support us, please subscribe and review on your favorite podcast streaming platform. Our cover art was created by Ish. Find him on Instagram at h.e.e.s.h.
Thank you for listening.